Hey collective, this is Neo coming with another message. I just pulled cards for this reading, and second time I got the Page of Wands coming out and the Ace of Cups, which is imagination, inspiration, and new love, joy, or feelings. Um, right now, I'm getting a lot of you may be inspired um, and feeling a sense of hope, having an awakening right now. There's a lot of healing going on the planet. And then the next row, I got the Ten of Swords, which makes me feel like there's some things that we're letting go that itch in the back of my neck that are no longer serving us going into this new cycle. And it made me feel like failure, which was inspiring because the biggest lessons, the most impactful lessons that we can learn come from failing. And how we do that is we stop and reflect on what happened, what was the lesson to be learned in those failures, and to not be discouraged, but to be encouraged. The Ace of Wands came out next. To be encouraged to continue to dream big, to play big in life, and to envision wealth and abundance, and to embody that. Sometimes we fail, and the divine has us learn and helps us get on our path. Sometimes we have free will, we are inspired, but some of our choices may not always be in our best interest. And the more we learn to use discernment with how we choose based on our feelings and truth and alignment on our path, knowing who we are is the key. And part of finding that is finding out who we're not and having an ego death. I see this as the old me, the me who served me well up to a point, up until it was playing too small to reach who I'm supposed to be in this life, right? So sometimes people don't support our vision, which is very important, who we share our goals and vision with, because sharing them with people who are our ops is a good way to allow them access to sabotage. I used to tell people I want to be, a filmmaker, and they would say that's not going to make you any money. You're not going to make any money doing that. I didn't get support from people that were close to me who, had I used better discernment about who I shared my visions with and who I also allowed to be close to me, would have had a different outcome, and I wouldn't have waited decades to get a degree in something that was my passion that I use all the time now. If I make a video or a music video or do something inspiring to me to share knowledge through my gifts, and following my dreams and listening to my intuition, sharing that now only with people who are supportive of me is to my benefit. And that was a hard lesson, thinking I should just trust everybody, right? Sometimes we trust people and they don't want to see us succeed because they're not successful and they didn't follow their passion. And if they tried and failed and didn't continue, to watch someone else do that is confronting to them. So recognizing who is in our corner and maybe being open to starting new relationships. And once we're on a higher frequency, we will attract people who are also on that higher frequency. And those potentially could be people who would be supportive if we shared our vision. Also, keeping close to us those projects and visions that we're working on until they've come to fruition is another tactful way of engaging in life, and not allowing, not that those people wouldn't be supportive, but there's monitoring spirits, there's energies that are not seen but listen. Even our devices listen. So sometimes not sharing is useful until we've already started and there's already it's already out there. Then share it, right? Not in the middle of doing something is sometimes not beneficial to building wealth. And even once we've built wealth, not sharing is another tact with some of our success. Celebrating with ourselves and our spirit team, and our close people who we trust, who've shown that they are trustworthy, will keep us moving forward successfully. This is the Chariot, Cancer, the Moon, and the throat chakra. Ambition, direction, willpower, success. If we look at some of the most successful people, they didn't run around telling all their ideas to people before they started. That's a good way to get your ideas copied by people who don't have integrity, potentially. Nine of Wands. We have to protect. Those are gifts. When we have an insight or an idea or a dream or our passion, that's a gift from our higher self that we need to protect. Cut it on the Sun card. We need to protect that until it's time to bring it to the light, and keep people in the dark, Two of Swords. They don't need to know everything. What they say, loose lips sink ships. Don't tell everybody all your business. People will see the success, and once you are successful, you can share how you achieved success with people who are willing to take those lessons and take advice from someone who they trust. 8:42 on the clock. So I'm going to leave it there for this, make it a quick message. Thank you for tapping in with me, and I'll see you on the next message.